Right now, gravity is bending space under you. Time isn't ticking equally for everyone, and most of the universe is completely invisible. Let's break down 7 science facts that quietly rewrite your idea of reality. In this video, we'll cover how gravity actually works, how time bends, how fast you're really moving, what black holes really do, what atoms are made of, and why you're literally built from stardust. All in simple language, making it crystal clear. First up, gravity isn't just down. We all learn in school that gravity pulls things down, but Einstein came along and gave us a massive upgrade. He showed that mass doesn't just pull on things, it actually bends the very fabric of space and time. Planets, light, and even you are just following these curves. So you're not being dragged down. You're simply following the shape of space-time. To picture this, imagine a heavy bowling ball placed on a stretched-out trampoline. It creates a deep dent, right? Now, if you roll a smaller marble nearby, it won't travel in a straight line. It will circle around that dent. That's a perfect analogy for how Earth orbits the Sun. It's not because the Sun has some invisible rope pulling us, but because the massive Sun has curved space itself, and Earth is just rolling along that curve. Ready for fact number 2? You are never, ever still. Even when you're sitting perfectly still, you're actually on a cosmic joyride. You're spinning with the Earth. You're orbiting the Sun at about 107,000 kilometers per hour, and our entire solar system is hurtling through the Milky Way galaxy. If you add it all up, you'll be currently moving through space at hundreds of thousands of kilometers per hour, and you don't feel a single thing. So why don't you feel like you're in a high-speed chase? It's because you only feel changes in speed, acceleration or deceleration, not steady, constant motion. It's just like being on a smooth airplane ride. During takeoff, you feel pushed back into your seat. But once you reach cruising altitude and a stable speed, it feels calm, almost like you're not moving at all. The same principle applies to Earth. The laws of physics are working around you quietly, perfectly, and constantly. Fact number 3 is a real mind-bender. Gravity bends time. The stronger the gravity, the slower time passes. This means that the closer you are to a massive object, like a planet, the slower your clock ticks compared to someone farther away. And no, this isn't science fiction. It's a measured, proven reality. Gravity doesn't just affect your body weight. It literally stretches and compresses time itself. Let's bring this down to a personal level. Your feet are slightly closer to the center of the Earth than your head, which means they experience a tiny bit stronger gravity. This causes time at your feet to tick infinitesimally slower than time at your head. It's an incredibly small difference, but over your entire lifetime your head actually ends up being a fraction of a second older than your feet. It's a tiny but very real consequence of relativity. And this isn't just a weird quirk of the universe. It has practical applications. Your phone's GPS is a perfect example of Einstein's theories in your pocket. GPS satellites orbit high above Earth, where gravity is weaker. Their internal clocks, therefore, run slightly faster than clocks down here on the surface. Engineers have to constantly correct for this time difference. If they ignored relativity, your GPS navigation would be off by several kilometers every single day. Now for fact number 4. Black holes are gravity maxed out. A black hole isn't some cosmic vacuum cleaner sucking things up. It is a region of space-time where gravity has become so incredibly strong that its curvature is almost infinite. The pull is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape once it crosses the event horizon. Its space-time bent so sharply that all possible paths lead inward. What happens if you get near one? The effects are staggering. As you approach a black hole, an outside observer would see time for you slow down dramatically. They'd see light from you stretch and warp. If you were to fall in, they would watch you seem to freeze at the edge and slowly fade away. But from your perspective, Everything would feel normal as you cross the point of no return. It's one place, but two completely different versions of time and reality. Fact number 5 might make you question your own solidity. Atoms are mostly empty space. Everything you see and touch, your chair, your desk, your own body, is made of atoms. But atoms themselves are almost entirely empty. They consist of a tiny, dense nucleus, with electrons orbiting incredibly far away relative to their size. If an atom were the size of a sports stadium, its nucleus would be like a single grain of rice sitting right in the center. The rest is just empty space. So if you're mostly empty space, why don't you fall right through the floor? The answer lies in forces, not solidity. You don't fall through your chair because the electrons in your atoms have a negative charge, and they repel the negatively charged electrons in the chair's atoms. What you perceive as a solid surface is actually the powerful electromagnetic force pushing back. It's a force field of repulsion, not two solid objects physically touching. Next, fact number 6. Light breaks the rules of common sense. At the quantum level, light exhibits a bizarre dual nature. It behaves as both a wave and a particle simultaneously. It can spread out and interfere with itself like ripples in a pond, but it can also hit a sensor like a tiny, discrete bullet of energy called a photon. Which behavior you witness actually depends on how you measure it. Reality at the smallest scales isn't intuitive at all. It's wonderfully quantum. Here's an everyday example of light's quirky nature. The sunlight warming your face right now is actually old news. About 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, to be precise. That's how long it takes for light to travel from the sun to the earth. So if the sun were to vanish this very second, we would remain blissfully unaware, seeing it shine in the sky for over 8 more minutes. Light has a universal speed limit, which means everything we see in space is essentially delayed footage from the past. And that brings us to our final and perhaps most profound fact. Number 7. You are stardust. The fundamental elements that make up your body, the carbon in your skin, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, were not created on Earth. They were forged in the fiery hearts of stars that lived and died billions of years ago. When those massive stars exploded in brilliant supernovas, they scattered these newly created elements across the cosmos. Over eons, that cosmic dust floated through space, eventually clumping together to form new star systems, new planets, and, ultimately, you. So when you think about it, gravity, time, atoms, and light aren't just abstract words in a textbook. They are the invisible architects of our existence. They shape your body, power your phone, guide your maps, and regulate your heartbeat. You're not just an observer of science. You are literally built from it and live inside its laws every second. Let's do a quick recap. Gravity isn't a pull. It's the curvature of space. You're never sitting still. You're racing through the cosmos. Time bends and stretches depending on gravity. Black holes are extreme geometry. The solid world is mostly empty space held together by forces. Light plays a double role as a wave and particle. And you are made of ancient, recycled star material. Reality is truly stranger and more beautiful than it first appears. The next time you look up at the night sky, remember you're not just looking at distant lights. You're looking at your own origin story. The very same cosmic laws that govern the motion of galaxies are the ones operating quietly inside of you, right now. If this video made science feel clearer and more incredible, please like the video, comment with your favorite fact, and subscribe to Info Spark Zone for more content that will change how you see everything. Thanks for watching.